In this video, I will talk about the past simple. I will go through some examples, explain how to form a past simple and why we use it. Let's start with the examples. Take a look at the following sentences. James played for Leeds United. I didn't sing in my younger years. Did you win the game? All three sentences use a past simple. The first is an example of an affirmative sentence, the second a negative one, and the last is a question. To understand how we form the past simple, we have to examine these sentences a bit further. So let's take a look at the first one. James played for Leeds United. If we analyze this one, we notice the following. James is the subject, played the verb, and for Leeds United is the rest of the sentence. For now, it is important that we focus on the verb. In this case, the verb is played. Let's continue with this information and analyze it further. We will start with the regular verbs. Played comes from the verb to play. If we want to put our verb in the past simple, we use the infinitive plus ed. Other examples are I work becomes I worked, you walk becomes you walked. There are some exceptions to the main rule. The first are verbs ending in an e. Like in the example, I changed my clothing. The infinitive of the verb is to change. It already ends on an e, so we just add a d. For example, I decided and you lived. The second exception are verbs ending in a consonant plus y. For example, we cried a lot when the film ended. Here we change the y into ied. Other examples are I tried or you rallied. The final exception on the general rule are verbs ending in a single stressed vowel followed by one consonant. If that is the case, we double the consonant and add an ed. Examples are she stopped at a red light, I committed, or you dragged. Next to the regular verbs, we also have irregular verbs. There is not a single rule for those. You simply need to know them. On the internet, you can find many lists with irregular verbs and their past simple forms. Now we also form negative sentences, of course. If that is the case, we have to change our auxiliary verb to do, which is in the past simple, and put it in the negative form. For example, I didn't sing in my younger years. The main verb remains in the infinitive. If we want to ask a question using the past simple, we change the order of our sentence. The auxiliary verb is put in front. For example, did you win the game? Of course, you must remember to put the verb to do in the past form. Now that we understand how to form a past simple, it is also important to know when to use it. And we have three reasons for this. To talk about actions that clearly took place in the past. Napoleon lost the Battle of Waterloo. To talk about actions in the past happening one after another. When I arrived home, I turned on the TV and made myself a cup of coffee. And the last one is to talk about regular repeated events and habits in the past. For example, my uncle flew to London every week. Now I hope you understand when and how to use a past simple. Thanks for listening and see you later.